scratchy bottom. There we go, folks. I was not wrong. Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So we're out on another little hike today on the south coast of England, on the Jurassic Coast, folks, on the Jurassic Coast. Ringstead Bay is where we're at right now. Yes, the weather doesn't know what it's going to do, hence the hood is up. It's kind of bright this morning, but it's taking a turn for the worst, actually. It's kind of up and down. Anyways, we're going for a nice little coastal hike again today, folks. We're going to start at Ringstead Bay and we're going to end at Lulworth Cove. And there's a couple of ways you can walk there, basically. You can come down to the beach here, which is what we're going to do now. I'll show you the beach real quick. A couple of lovely little cottages here right on the ocean. So yeah, I think we're going to walk the other way, to be honest with you. I don't think we'll walk along the beach because it'd be nice to look at the beach from above. But anyway, folks, let me stop talking for a second. This is the bay. Wow, man, there's some really nice waves. There's some surfers out here. Obviously a popular spot for surfing. So basically what you can do is, let's go down onto the beach. Let's go down onto the beach, folks. It's going to be way easier for me to show you what I'm talking about. Welcome to the beach. So basically, folks, what we're going to do is, you can walk right along the beach here, and there's a path right at the end, somewhere there, and it climbs up a steep path right to the top, or you can follow the road inland a little bit and the coastal path, and you follow the cliff all the way along the top there, which I think is the best option for us because we can get a better view looking down. So anyway, I just wanted to come down here first, check out the waves there, man. If you like your surfing, this is a spot. Check them out. Anyway, folks, we're going to head up now, head on back to where we just began there. Up the cliffs. Vamos. So there we go, 5 miles to Lulworth, or Lulworth Cove, which is where we're headed, folks. So let's see how up and downy this coastline is. I haven't really researched it, so I don't know how hard it's going to be. But anyways, let's head on back to where we just began so we can cut in a little bit to start the south coastal path. White North, 1 mile and 3/4. So the White North is the top of those cliffs that we could see in the distance just from the beach there. That's the highest point, I think. So just under 2 miles before we get there. Anyway, this is the little path that we follow, and then we're going to hit the south. Well, this is the south coastal path. It's just on a road, but it's going to turn into a proper footpath soon, I'm pretty sure. But we're just passing these beautiful, quaint little cottages as we walk down here. So just walking by this beautiful house here, and you could just see through the drive for a few seconds as you were walking by, and the view from the back of their house, man. Wow, wow, wow. Anyway, I did forget to mention also, on the way to Lulworth Cove, we passed the famous Durdle Door. If you've heard of Durdle Door, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't know Durdle Door, you probably think I'm talking about Harry Potter or something, which is what I thought it was to do with. But no, Durdle Door is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful natural feature. Basically, that's all I'll say. Anyways, still walking along the path here. Not many people about. It's a Saturday. Did think it was going to be busier than this, but we'll see. Maybe it is going to be busier by Lulworth Cove and Durdle Door, because you can drive right to there basically, and it's the most famous places pretty much on this coastline, on the Jurassic Coast. So if you're not familiar with the Jurassic Coast, and you like dinosaurs and fossils and all of that stuff, definitely the place in the UK to come. You can do your own fossil hunting. There's always cliffs falling down, so there's always fresh fossils to be found on the beaches. from millions and millions of years ago, apparently, folks. I've had a couple of goes of finding stuff and I've never found anything myself, but I don't think I've been dedicated enough and not been there at the right time for the tide. So but yeah, if you like the idea of coming to find some fossils from millions of years ago, or your kids, come down to the Jurassic Coast. Anyway, it's opening up a bit. You might be able to hear that I'm out of breath a bit. That is because it's going uphill now. Look at that little cottage there. Oof, my God. Stunning. Bloody stunning, mate. View's opening up. You just see a bit of the beach there right now. So somewhere beyond yonder will be that path I was talking about where you clamber up the side here. Sorry, my finger's in the way, the wrong place. Up here somewhere. We've opted for this. And on the way back, we don't come back the same way. You can cut inland a little bit, and there's a path that runs parallel to this, a little bit further inland. So you can see some different sights, folks, which is what I love, as you might know if you watch me on here regularly. You can see some rain out there and out there, but the colour of the ocean is looking beautiful. Hope the camera's picking it up. Really quite light here, and it goes dark where the clouds are. Yeah, we haven't got the sun yet, folks, but personally it's equally as beautiful, you know. I love it just as is. As it is. It's actually a really nice time of year here in the UK. We've got all the berries coming out on the trees. It's just coming into autumn. Yeah, so the birds love it. Loads of food for the birds and all of that jazz. And very picturesque for us humans. Obviously, we can eat certain things if you know what you're doing. We've got a little church here called St. Catherine's by the Sea. But as you can see, it's having work done to it. But let's go around the back and have a little gander. I don't think it's anyone's house. Ah, maybe it is. Maybe this is now a house, folks. Actually, I've just noticed a sign here. Please use this door and close it on leaving. Is it open? It's open, folks. The little church is open. Okay, let's have a quick look. It's very dark, so you guys might not see much. It's a little wooden church. Wow. Yeah. Very, very small. That's what you get, folks. That's what you get. Very cute. Very cute. Anyway, let's depart. Let's depart. Well, that means we can go and have a look out the back. Let's go and have a look at what the church view is like of the ocean and the probably Portland. Let's go and have a gander. Now that I feel a bit less invasive. Beautiful. Oh man. There's some old headstones here, you see them? Just a few on the edges. And the same here. I'd say about 30 in total with that view. Okay, let's plod on. This is just before you hit the path again, by the way, where the road ends and the path begins, so vamos. Here we go, White North, 3/4 of a mile. Halfway, over halfway, folks, over halfway. So folks, I was debating whether to put these on. They're called gaiters, if you don't know. Keep the bottoms of your trousers real nice and clean. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I was like, nah, it should be alright, it's quite dry. Folks, look at this shiznit. Very slippery, very muddy. Good decision, guy, this time. Ooh, shit. Jesus, folks. That's very slippery, man. A couple of girls coming down and they were like, on their asses nearly. It's quite funny. But anyways, that's it. Whew. That's it, folks. That was a bit of a leg workout. Look at that. I absolutely love it when the sun's just hitting the ocean like that. Beautiful. Well, folks, the first proper view of the beach, I guess. What a stunning vantage point, man. Some nice white cliffs just down here, overlooking Portland. You can see all the little sailing boats in the distance there, all having their little class. They look like big seagulls from here, but they're all little yachts or sailing boats. So from what I can just see here now, I don't know if my finger's in the right place, but there's a little path just going up like this here. That'll be the one I was talking about, and man, yeah, it comes out here. Looks steep. Glad I chose this one, folks. Nearly there, folks, nearly there. What you can see in the distance are the old lifeguard cottages, and there's an old pillbox from the World War II there. From World War II, should I say. So yeah, that's what's up here, folks. Pop to see the pillbox, shall we? Be rude not to, wouldn't it, folks? Anyway, I'd say 5 or 10 minutes, we'll be there. The Coast Guard cottages. Or ye olde Coast Guard cottages. Well, just looking back at myself now, some rain coming in. I think it's coming this way as well. Let's see if we get caught out in that, folks. But we've been alright so far. Anyways, I'm going to check out these little cottages. Well, they're not so small, to be fair. They'd be called a house these days, I'm pretty sure. But yes, definitely tended to. Some solar panels out there. Private sign. Little mosaic. But if you want to know what some old Coast Guard cottages look like, folks, from the UK, this is them. There we go. Lulworth Cove, 3.5 miles. Durdle Door, 2.5 miles. But let's go over to the old World War II pillbox, shall we? There's a big group of people here chilling out, probably having lunch. It is that time. Might do that myself shortly, folks, but let's just have a quick look at this pillbox. I don't think it's anything special but a pile of bricks, stone and mortar. There we go. And this basically was also a navigation point for ships and things like that, and also more specifically smugglers. War coming in from the ocean with their dodgy rum. Anyway, there we go, folks. Don't want to disturb these guys too much, they seem very quiet. Anyway, let's have a quick squiz at the cottages from this way, shall we? You see, some of the roofs are looking a bit worse for wear, but back in the day that would have sheltered some very hard working Coast Guards folks, keeping them pirates at bay. Look at these little rebels off the path in the field because it's easier to hike. That is not good hiking etiquette, folks. You wouldn't catch me ever doing that. I'm telling you that now. Anyway. So we've got some pretty grey clouds in front of us that we're heading towards. We have some grey clouds coming behind us. We seem to be getting engulfed by these grey clouds. It looks like that's where we need to be, out in the ocean. That's where the sun seems to be at the moment. Okay, so the views are opening up now to the west, sorry, to the east. Beyond that first white cliff you can see there, it will be Durdle Door, and then Lulworth Cove a little bit further beyond that back hill that you can see, if that makes sense. But look at the colour of the water, man, it's so nice. Well folks, well, I absolutely love these coastal walks, as you will know, man. There's been a couple of guys that I've passed actually, they've had tents and stuff with them, so they're clearly hiking the coast, you know, and that's something I'd love to do, actually, get a tent on the back, just stop off in random little places and pitch for the night. So the rain is just hitting us now, but I'm finding it quite refreshing at the moment, folks, because it's just a tiny little bit, so I'm going to resist the clothing until I really need to. My days, look at the colour of the water down there. Clearly with them being chalk cliffs, it gives the water, especially in the light, an amazing Caribbean colour, you know. Beautiful. Can you see the path just heading up right on the cliff edge there? If you've seen any of my other kind of, especially south coastal path walks on here, I might have mentioned how unstable these cliffs are, you know, and how they are collapsing at a rapid pace, really. Yeah, so they're kind of collapsing, you know, so I'm guessing in I don't know how many, 100 years maybe or something, these paths won't be there probably, folks. It's going to start coming back and back and back. But what you have got down there is a black, can you almost see that? Well, it's stones basically, but it almost looks like a black sandy beach on the white cliffs there. Some great contrast, even without the sun, you know. With the sun out, whew, the contrast is amazing, man, seriously. Well, given that it's a Saturday, it's very empty on this path. There is no one in that section. A couple of people just sat down there. I mean, I've passed a few people along the way, but yeah, like I say, given it's a Saturday, not many people out, folks. Just looking back on ourselves there now, we've just come down here, and if you can see on the beach just here, there's some crumbled rocks that look pretty fresh, to be honest with you, that are falling away, and there's a big crack here in the ground. You see it? As you can see here, they put a little fence, because that is sheer drop over there, folks, sheer drop. The thought of that I'm just walking so close to it makes me a bit queasy, to be honest, but gotta do these things, guy. You wanted it, you wanted this hike. So as you will have guessed, jacket on, rain's come in a bit harder than it was, and the wind, just hoping it's not here to stay. I'm hoping it picks up when we get to Lulworth Cove and Durdle Door. Just for view purposes, folks, I don't mind hiking in this at all. It's just for the visual effects, you know, to be nicer with a bit of sun and blue sky. So we're just getting to the top now. Let's have a quick look back. Woohoo! Out in the elements, love it. Hope you can see that. Anyway, yeah, just coming to the peak, a little out of breath once again. Whew. Well, as it flattens off, you see almost immediately we're going to start going down, and we need to climb this one here. What you can see on the end beyond that, folks, Durdle Door. Wow. So as you can see here now, Durdle Door, normal looking rock, like brown rock. This cliff here, all white. It's almost like an immediate stop, an immediate back to normal rock, you know. So I've just had a little search online to find out what this cove is called here, this beautiful cove. And on Google, nothing comes up, or it says Scratchy Bottom. It doesn't say it's called anything Bay, it just says Scratchy Bottom. Go and search for it yourself. My guessing is because it's so high, you might get a little bit of a scratchy bottom up there, folks. But there's a little tiny peninsula thing here. I'm not going to go too far onto it, to be honest. You can go to the end there. It's very windy, but check these little bits out that are just ready to fall, man. I ain't going on there. Sorry, folks. We'll just have to make do with the views from here. Hope that's all right. Well, what goes down must go up. Always worth a look back. Check that out, absolutely beautiful. Where we've just come from. Not quite sure you'll see them, but there's a couple of folk. The third one joining them on the end of that nib. The one I wasn't prepared to go on. Yeah, man, that's a hell of a drop. Hell of a drop. Definitely wouldn't want to be stood there when that collapses. Am I being too negative? I don't know. Too paranoid? Not sure. Maybe. Out the peak. Weymouth and Portland in the distance. And in less than 20 seconds, folks, I'd say, our new view for the next half an hour. Durdle Door, right at the end you can see the little arch. We're going to get a better view obviously when we get closer, but anyway, folks, welcome to Durdle Door. Scratchy Bottom, there we go, folks. I was not wrong. Anyways, onwards and upwards. At the top of here now we will get the best view of Lulworth Cove. You can walk down to the beach as well. Let's see how we are for energy, given I've got to walk back as well. But yes, folks, onwards and upwards, and then we head on to Lulworth Cove from there. Well, here we are, walking alongside Durdle Door. Pretty, isn't she, folks? Very pretty indeed. I think we will walk down. The steps aren't as many as what I remember from last time, to be fair. Check that out. And there's videos online. If you type in Durdle Door, I don't know, jump, there's a guy, or maybe more than one, I've seen a guy walk over the whole thing, get to the end and jump in. Definitely not recommended, folks, definitely. But if you can find that video, or if I'd find it, I'll put the link in the comments below, in the description below, sorry. He's got balls, that's all I'm going to say. He has got a big set of rollicks. So just going back to what I was saying about the White Rock turning into rock, normal rock, we are right on the cusp of it here, folks. This is where it turns. Durdle Door, normal, white, transition, why? From every angle, man, it looks beautiful. From here you get to see the white rocks a little bit more exposed here. The transition. It's actually windier down here, folks, than on the cliffs. What is that about? Ground zero. To be honest, folks, I'm going to head back up onto the cliffs for lunch. The views are way better up there, I think, and less windy, which is very strange. So let's head back up these little steps, shall we? And this is the view from the opposite side, folks. It's a little platform here. Lulworth, well, Durdle Door, sorry. Nice little bay. Been cordoned off for some reason. You can't get down there. Maybe the cliffs are too dangerous. But we're going to be heading up there, folks. I think beyond yonder there's going to be a little cafe or something for a brew. I'm dying for a brew, and if there is, then I will be getting one with my lunch. Look at these guys, man. Oh, definitely prepared for it. Okay, the beach I said that was closed, that path was closed, but this one's open here, so you can get down there, folks, for future reference. Some guy with his dog down there, beach to himself. Beautiful, beautiful. So what I've just noticed down there as well, you've got like a nice natural sea break there, so down on the beach there is pretty calm, you know, as you can see in the little cove there. Here we are. There's a cup of tea calling my name just up there. Vamos. This is the car park right next to Durdle Door, which is why there's so many people. But yeah, man, let's go and get a brew. What a perfect little spot for a bit of lunch, eh? Yes, provecho. Just like that, fed, watered. Let's head to Lulworth Cove now, folks. The woman in that little place is very kind and very polite, very friendly. Yes, anyways, we're gonna head left here. I think it's about 1 kilometre, it's not too far, so, and that's the end of the journey. Then we head inland, folks. Anyway, vamos. So we're just coming up to the top where we're gonna see Lulworth Cove. Very windy, folks. Very windy, and it's gone cold now as well. Good old British weather. Anyways, let's get off this muddy track, let these guys pass. Lulworth Cove. There she is, folks. Absolutely beautiful. So I see a lovely little nib there, which I can see people hiking up onto it. So that's obviously a nice view of the cove. Our port of call, folks, our port of call. So we've got the visitor centre there, Lulworth, but we're going this way, folks. I believe this is where the viewpoint is, I hope, otherwise I've missed the turning. I'm pretty sure it's just beyond yonder, on these little bushes. Am I correct? I am correct. And there's a little place here called Stair Hole first. I believe this is Stair Hole. Let's have a look. Yes, there we go, folks. You see the rock formations in there. Pretty crazy, man. Nice. Really nice. I didn't come to check this out the last time I was here. I didn't come here. So just going to go beyond yonder up to the point up there, so we can have a little look down at Lulworth Cove, folks. That's the viewpoint, I believe. Anyway. Yes. There we go, folks. That was Stair Hole. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Anyway, it's worth seeing, isn't it? Why not when we're on the way? Anyway, Lulworth Cove. We have to go to the nib. We have to go to the nib, folks. We have to go to the end. Otherwise, it's just not the journey that I was going to do. I wanted to go to the end, so I'm going to the end. Well, perfect timing. Nobody else here, folks. Nobody else here. So for the moment, just for the moment, beware, guy. We have this all to ourselves, folks. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that's where we've come from. We can see right in the distance there. The last thing you can see in the ocean there, we've gone beyond that basically. Portland. Well, folks, I might have to just say my goodbyes here from this amazing little spot. We're heading inland now. We're going to go in and then cut through. I'm not sure what there's going to be seen, to be honest with you. Nothing compared to what we've just seen anyways. I don't think we're going to have a chance of seeing anything as beautiful as what we've already seen. So okay, let me just stop the video quickly for 1 second. I did say there that there's not much to see probably on the way back, which this is the way back. Some beautiful, basically walking through farmland, or you know, along the edge of the cliffs. And as you can see here, let me just turn you away from the sun so you can see a bit better. These are the cliff edges we would have walked by just before, well, this way. Now you can see there's many ups and downs, and that's what it's like all the way, you know. But above here, the path on the way back is just above where it starts to, you know, dip down. We're just walking above on the top, on the plateau, so to speak. So it's a lot easier, and it's also beautiful to kind of look back on where you've just been. You know, if you have just done that hike, it's really nice just to look, take a step back and see where you've just been, you know. It's amazing how far it looks when you see it with the eye. Just looking down the coastline earlier on to myself and seeing how far I'd walked, it's like, it looks quite far, to be fair folks, when you actually look at it with the naked eye. But anyways, these are the inland coast views, and I'm guessing it's going to be kind of like this most of the way, just above the hillside, you know. So if you want to do this hike where I've just been from Bay we started at, I've forgotten the name, I'll put it on the screen, you know where I mean, where we began, to Lulworth Cove, then maybe do this hike, you know, because it's a lot easier, a lot flatter. You still get some nice views, but you're not getting the coastal views, folks, and that's what it's all about really. If you can do the coastal one, 100%, that's the one to do. But otherwise, this is definitely a good second option if you want to at least see something, you know. Anyways, back to Lulworth Cove, folks. I love you and leave you, folks, from Lulworth Cove. Until the next adventure, take care of yourselves, have a little bit of fun,